chip on your shoulder. Everyone talking about a neutral AFC Championship game, not even thinking about you guys. How much did that motivate you coming into this?
You better send those refunds.
I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. Back-to-back champs, kings of the north with it. Thinking they can hang with us, still ain't jumped out the porch with it. Long bomb to chase every Sunday, watch him go and get it. Double up on him, then we gon' double down on T. Higgins. Then throw Boyd in the mix, now you really iffy. Every Sunday showing boys how to really gritty. They try to shuffle up the game on us, but they ain't icky. Flip the coin, kick the toe, Roger to go and get it. Never know what's gonna happen when Joe drop back. He get shiesty in the pocket, I get shiesty on the track. Nobody on the team, all pro, that's all cap. Most all-around team in the NFL, that's all fact. Ain't came across nobody yet that seem like they can hang with us. They said we couldn't be Buffalo, but see how we call they bluff. Underdogs every week, they keep on trying to label us. Put your money on us, even if Vegas don't favor us. No matter what, we really came up, now it's hard to fail. I dare you come across that middle, Von gon' ring your bell. I know we under they skin, them boys built frail. Eli Apple out there chirping like a next tail. You don't want Salmon Trey to come off them ends. Rita clogging up the middle like a big body Benz. Right behind them Logan and Pratt, the turnover twins. Jesse Bates in the backfield just to clean up the loose ends. We just drafted Cam and drafted Hill. Instant gratification every time that they on the field. We can't go back to what we was, cause that's the loser way.
Welcome to another episode of Bengals. I love watching those old clips, man. Greg spitting the drink back out.
Really made one.
Cap, I got your piece right here. Like, even though the music's playing over it, I'm like sitting there just like thinking of the actual clips since I clip them all up.
Yeah.
This is
the crop top cap was great.
Oh,
I love that.
Matt, his helmet wouldn't fit his head. He was
At least I made it. I'm just happy I made a highlight reel. One time in my life.
This is great. I love it.
Cap's got his camera off, so maybe he's going to come back with the crop top on when we see him again. Who knows?
No. I'm too hairy now.
You need a wax.
I'm messing around. You
know
what?
Coming back out or something?
I used to manscape. What's that?
When was the last time you had the lawnmower 4.0 out?
Oh, man, it's been a good year. Talking about the cruise, they have these a lot of times on these cruises, they'll have a chest hair competition. And I'm like, I can win a damn chest hair competition. Like, y'all don't know. I start growing out. Once again, just like the beard, the wife doesn't mind. I'm like, well, if the wife doesn't mind, then I don't have to shave? Okay.
Yeah. It's like pigtails for guys.
I got to tell you, I can't
braid
grow
it. You could braid my chest hair.
I don't grow a lot of chest hair.
Hold on. Why is it you guys do this? I have been like off camera for how long? And we are 2 minutes in, and I'm talking about braiding my chest hair.
Yes, that's right.
It didn't take much prodding.
The real you comes out when you're on Bengals and Brews.
Lisa, you clicked on Bengals and Brews.
You're on the wrong show.
Right.
You might be in the wrong channel. Bless you. Joe Burrow, bless you.
I'm allergic to this bullshit that's going on already. Fucking 3 minutes in.
Great show.
Another guest. We got just screen.
Some seriousness to it.
California love.
Is that Carl Pickens?
Yes. That's Carl Pickens. I just found it, and I'm like, dude, I'm going to throw this thing on. I probably haven't worn it in about 25 years.
You're not going to wrap it off like Drew.
It's already going off the rails. I'm glad you're here. We need a chaperone.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
I'm the chaperone? Why do I have to be the chaperone?
Anthony,
you seem like the most mature of the group.
AC, I love your hat, but I thought we were going to be twins.
I know. Hey, I may switch mid-show.
Maybe I'll switch mid-show too. I got that same hat, so maybe we'll just switch hats. Yes.
Just arrived today. So
that's the best one. The Cincy hat. That I love. That one right there is the one I love the most.
It's a sexy hat, man.
How you guys all doing?
Wonderful.
Fucking great baller.
Awesome,
they all have very degenerate drinks. So let's go around the horn and say what we're drinking. We'll start with Joe and end with pork chop.
I was inspired by our boy Bengals and Bourbon. I went with the Angels
I can never
ND.
figure this out.
Angels
Going down to
NB.
me here.
Yeah.
I've got some Hennessy Pure White is what I'm sipping on right now. A little bit. Of
Well,
cognac.
that's very fitting.
It's
Casper's sick.
100% fitting for me. That's the only reason I bought it.
Hennessy Pure White Casper Dick batch.
Yes.
It still has more tone than he does.
All right.
I am
Bourbon.
picking on E.H. Taylor small batch tonight.
Subtle flex.
Oh God.
I have a rum and coke. I'll go, and then Cap and Anthony.
I got what is this bourbon smokehouse?
Smoke wagon.
Smoke wagon.
I got some of that on the way too.
That was my nickname in college.
I was going to say, it is a sweet nickname.
Is that the uncut?
I have the uncut,
That's right. Dale's the uncut.
for the record.
Oh wow.
Oh my God, we're just changing half left and right.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Christ.
hats. All right, Anthony, what are you sipping on?
You know what? This is gonna sound a little weird. I'm doing my own version of like a very strong margarita, and it is with, of all things, it's Kirkland Añejo tequila, and it is like stellar stuff. I don't know if
That's a solid brand. They got some good
Oh
stuff.
man, it's good. It's a smooth tequila. So I made it my own style, which is not very sweet, pretty much all tequila. So
Hey, that'll get you there.
Hey, that's right. Yeah.
Everything but the
getting there.
worm.
You know what'll
Speaking of
get you
getting there.
You know what'll get you. You know what'll get you there quicker. I'm the only one that's actually in Cincinnati right now in the zip code, and I'm keeping it real, man, on the west side of Cincinnati. Four Loco. I went
that
back
kind of
to
day.
Four Loco.
no
The show's gonna
way.
go off the rails right about here.
That was my nickname in college.
Yeah, I bet it was.
No, that was 4 inches.
We got the same nickname, same hat, same name.
Oh,
I will tell you real quick, we're hoping to be very soon sipping on a little bit of some Cincy Light Lager here
Nice.
pretty soon. We are no longer left on red, so we appreciate Cincy Lager for reading our DMs and stuff like that. But
Cincy Light
Yeah.
Lager.
Since he liked.
yeah.
They're,
They really gotta
they're-
stop the nudes so they can really read through them.
maybe that was the problem. We were sending too many can titty guy pics and stuff like that. So
And
So,
he-
in this
yeah.
here, professional, I screenshot this tweet they had about it from Cincy Ranks Collective. Raise a toast to triumph. Cincy Light, a light lager made in partnership between Cincy Reigns and Rheingeist, is coming this fall. Proceeds support student athletes. Learn more at cincylight.com.
That's awesome.
there we go.
I didn't know that.
That's a fucking ad read right there.
Very
I
well
did
done.
it. I did
My
it.
God.
We'll make an ad man out of that.
Hey,
Dale.
I used to work in
Nothing
radio, Dale,
That
and that
student
shit was.
athletes like beer.
I used to work in radio, and that shit was professional.
That's awesome.
That was a fucking ad read. I'm proud of you.
I ran out of
Dale's
hats.
all grown up. I love it.
Well, it's about time
Give
you
me,
ran out
give
of
me
hat.
another rum or so. And then, see, I do the ad reads at the beginning. Derek does them at the end.
Yeah,
and
but
he's
that
like,
hat
I was gonna
even
say,
live on their site?
if you want to throw up, if you want to
What's
throw
that?
up, get
Is
you
that
some
hat
brimming
even
horn.
live on their site?
Nope. I whoops. I probably should have put this one on.
Derek will be
Or-
pushing it later. Be like, man, if you want to get the beer shits,
I do like that one.
I like that. Is that tan?
that's nice.
Oh, sharp.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
do a
tan.
camo one. I swear to God. Oh,
Hold on. While we're doing this,
Ooh, it's
well,
a
you can't
burnt
get all
orange,
these
there you go.
hats, but you can get some hats from thecincyhat.com. You know what else you can do? You can go over and make a $20 donation to be entered into the charity Bengals and Brews Fantasy Football Leagues, sponsored by the Cincy Hat. Winner of each 10-team league will receive a special Cincy hat. Might even get autographed. We don't know yet. We don't even know what's coming.
I'm
Special
going
things
in.
are coming. $20 donation or more, thecincyhat.com.
Thought I was
Screenshot,
in when I
DM
bought my
us.
thing.
You'll be entered. We're on League 3 currently. And thanks to generosity of several people like Cap, we are already over $1,000 to start based on that Ted Karras episode. So
We love you, Cincy Hat. We love you, Ted Karras. We love you, Matt.
Yep. Cincy Hat Matt.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Great charity.
I'm hoping to get that red one pretty soon. Considering, we got a pretty good team that wears red out here. Right.
Well, they're bringing it back. So
July 21st at Little Miami Brewing Company. Is that the name of it?
Yes, Little Miami.
Ted and Matt will be there. They're going to be doing visors, and what else were they doing?
Bucket hats.
Bucket hats.
Oh, I'm getting
Gotta
a
be
bucket
there.
hat.
And we're going to be there, so I can
Yes, we are.
can speak for myself. Me, Joe, Chop. I know we're all in. Matt's trying to go, and Derek's pussy whip.
it's not trying.
Look, Derek's all fucking fucking his head down. Like,
I get off work.
Nick Savage
at
Gray will be
3:30.
there. I think Iceman, and then obviously Anthony's in California, and then I don't know about you, Cap, but you going to be able to make it to that one?
I'll be there.
Hey, Derek, you literally fucking work right where that it is. It's right down the street from your
Come in
job.
dirty. We don't care.
You could
I'll bring
stop,
some
yeah,
dude
on
wipes.
your way home.
Listen,
Yeah, dude wipes, man.
Listen.
Get some fucking
Real
dude
quick.
wipes.
Listen.
Wash your before you leave
Listen,
work. Wash your
Linda.
dick in the sink and head on over.
if a certain situation don't get situated before then,
Yes.
but
I know.
Are you talking about your
thinking,
testicle?
He was trying to be sly about it.
Are you sitting on it?
no, I should probably get an ice pack, but
Get that
hey,
fucker out.
we're,
Let's take
we're
a look
toughing
at
it out.
Derek. Let's take a
That
look
is-
at
it
it.
is
Hope it
not
gets
that
better.
good.
Oh, okay.
No,
I
no,
missed the story here.
We'll talk off air, Cap.
No, fuck
Does
that.
it have to do with frozen peas? Is that what's
Yes.
going on?
Well, that happened in March, and then I'm having an issue now.
I mean, how many times have I talked about my balls on this show? I mean,
Listen,
come on. We're
these
not shy. We're
hey,
family.
Cap, I'll
well,
fill you in.
on the good note,
Is
they are
this
no longer small. I'll
something
say
about
that.
Mary situation?
I'm in.
No. It's a vasectomy. These
Vasectomy,
guys are
really.
right on
Are the beans above the Frank?
Oh man, that takes me back.
Okay.
I hold beer. I
Breaking
was
news.
lifting kegs after I got my vasectomy. These guys over here,
Yeah.
like, I got to go back to the
You
doctor.
guys
This
are
shit hurts.
braver guys than I. That is not
Yeah.
something I am willing to.
Yep. Derek and I each got snipped.
Oof.
We got them kind of. I mean, we
Pretty close
basically
together.
held hands and got it done at the same
We did.
time.
Yeah, those weren't hand. Hey, that wasn't.
We got
hand.
50% off for a good 2 for 1.
Didn't Bengals and Bourbon around the same time as well?
Oh man.
Nope.
No,
I
his
backed out.
You backed out? You want to have a
You
fifth
did?
kid?
Ah,
Jesus
you
Christ.
crazy.
If anyone needed it, was you. You
We're
fucking got seven kids.
we're doing a good plan. Don't worry. It's all about the pee and hormones.
it
and pee.
have as many kids as possible.
Yeah, that's not a good plan.
We'll do one more.
We're doing the
triplets
what would
happen.
Jesus do plan. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I had twins on birth control, so good luck with your fucking plan.
It's worked so far.
Good luck.
Yeah.
He just needs to continue to breastfeed for the next 20 years.
There you go.
So, I do want to do a little bit of Bengals talk. I know you guys probably were like,
What the
F
fuck,
that.
Derek?
But
Ruin our good time.
right off the rip, I do want to say congratulations to two guys. One of the guys is Jay
One
Morrison.
cup.
Yeah.
One guy is Jay Morrison for getting over with Pro Football Network. He is he's currently is a writer. Is that the only thing he's doing? I'm sure he's going
Whatever
to be
he's
doing a lot
doing,
over there.
he's the man. Jay
Yeah.
is the man.
Yeah, it's a great, dude.
Cheers, Jay.
Yeah,
Great.
absolutely.
awesome.
And then the other guy is 25 years to the Cincinnati Bengals, Kevin Huber. Congratulations on a hell of a career.
Great career,
Love
Kevin.
you, Kevin. One of the
Cheers.
coolest dudes on the team.
Hope to see him on the sidelines coaching soon.
That'd be awesome.
Coaching, but also in the stands. Like
That's what I said, right?
I bet there's a different side to him. We've been lucky enough to have dinner with him, and he's a cool cat. But there's more to him. There's more there. I want to hear him rip the referees
You say-
from 158.
You had dinner with him?
Cap, you ain't had one of those in a while.
There you go.
Well done. Got me. You can blame me for Nugent's horse streak. We had dinner at Palomino. Palomino is no longer around, nor is Nugent. He had some issues after that dinner, and I've felt guilty ever since.
Maybe that's why Palomino is closed down.
Yeah, we could make a Casper dickhead.
We closed it down.
What the fuck is going on here? Somewhere in the background, I heard Casper Dick.
Yeah, because I popped up a comment here
okay.
from Crypt Keeper.
And I just posted my donation, so put me in the league.
It's a where?
There you go.
Is there a Casper Dick
Thank you,
headband
Matt.
on the horizon?
Yeah.
Whatever you want, man. Derek can literally model. You can get life size on the headband.
Yeah, right.
That won't take
Man.
much material at all.
The last thing I want is dick across my
I
forehead.
get a U small still.
It's embroidered. It's embroidered.
Not
white
again,
on
Derek.
white.
Not again, right?
Hey, Matt, it's embroidered white on white. The Casper Dick headband, white on white.
All right, but Bengals talk. This one we can go around the horn, and we'll start with pork chop.
I'm
and then go
distracted by
down.
Hunter's profile pic.
That is,
Right.
It's Joe Burrow in a dress. It's hot.
He was jacked. He still is.
I mean, I got to work out. That's it. I got to work out. Like my wife can see those photos, so I got to work out.
Right.
So talk Corey Dillon, Cap. Start us off.
I'm like the worst person to talk to. Some of the people that hate me, they've got a good reason for it because like I don't care. I don't take offense to it. I was in training camp right after his holdout, and it got ugly then. And that was before everything getting tossed in the stands and everything. Waiting around, it's just me, teenager, with a bunch of kids. Like kids, if you're ever around the Bengals and you don't know what to do and you want a better experience, kids have a nose for stuff. I'm just hanging out where the kids are, and sure enough, people sneaking around, coming back. Corey Dillon shows up. Somebody caught a photo, one of my favorite photos. I wasn't paying attention, but he's signing my football. I've got it. You know, they emailed it to me. I think it was like AOL dial-up back then. Corey was a cool dude. And I joked around just because I'm an idiot. Like, I didn't think it was funny. Like, I look back, I'm like, I probably should have said something differently. But I look at him, I'm like, man, you had us scared. You know, we were a little worried. And he signed and he smiled. He's like, man, you were worried. Like, I was worried. He sounded like he was genuinely happy to be back. But anybody that runs like he runs, he was out there and he looked like he wanted to end souls. He was a grim reaper as a running back, like hits that I've never seen. People talk about Derrick Henry. That's Corey Dillon for me. I think it was Willie Anderson had talked about Corey Dillon's anxiousness and worry about how he would be received in Cincinnati for the 50th anniversary. And you know, he loved the reception. We cheered him on. I don't know if you talk about the Bengals, members of the front office, if you talk bad about them, they're not going to just give you a big old hug, open arms. You know, if he is at all difficult, at all, you know, some of the comments like Carson Palmer, things like that. It's a very loyal front office. They care about the team. They care about the legacy. They care about the fans. I saw Corey Dillon today. If anybody's been on his Instagram, he talked about the KC and Patriots game, and he made a phone call to the Patriots. Supposedly hadn't been in Foxborough in 16 years, and he made it a point to say how excited they were. Absolutely, Corey. Anything you want, we welcome you. And he made a point to say that, and it almost felt like, in contrast to, now I don't know what kind of conversations he's had with the Bengals. All I know is I love the guy. He is a huge reason I was a Bengals fan around that time. You know, I remember, you know, Eric Ball, who is now personnel, director of personnel relations with the team, Hero Green, you know, a lot of guys that were a little exciting, had a little flash, but Corey hit, and boy, did he hit. Like, those games, the performances he had, I have forgiven him a long time ago. I think Corey deserves a look at the Hall of Fame. He's absolutely going to the Ring of Honor. It's just, I'm sorry, Corey. We've got guys that I don't want to, guys that could be watching who are in their 70s, like, wait a minute, I'm fine. But I worry more about a guy in his 70s than, Corey's age, as far as let's get him the recognition while he's there to celebrate it and party with us. Corey's coming soon. Chad's coming soon. Boomer's coming soon. All these guys are coming soon. I'm not worried about Corey's comments. I talked way too much, but I love Corey Dillon to death. One of my favorite players of all time. It sucks how he went out, but listen to Willie Anderson. Listen to all those players on those teams. Bruce Coslett, bless the man, but he was not ready for the position. The things that went on that team, the players that would party the night before, who may have played drunk or high. I'm not going to name names. There were a lot of problems on that team. And Corey gave everything. He got beat up game in, game out. I don't hate him for it. Luckily, because we've seen a rebirth. The front office has had a makeover in energy. The fan base is energized. This team is hot. It makes it easy to look back and say, you know what? All's forgiven. It's been forgiven for me for a long time, but I love Corey Dillon. Christopher Crowley. Yes. I would have loved now. I don't think the team's ever going to do that, but I would have loved like the 4 a year for a while to, catch up to where we should be. I agree.
Totally. AC, let's go to you next.
Oh man, tough act to follow there. First of all, Cap, who in the world hates you, man? You are like the nicest, coolest guy of all time. You bring him my way, dude. I'll handle some
It's
stuff.
all those imposter accounts.
Well, yeah, those
people, all the hate.
What a bunch of clowns those people.
Matt's laughing because he's got firsthand knowledge. We'll talk later.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, all right.
I need an enforcer, man. I don't.
Well, I love you, buddy. You're the man. You're the absolute.
I'm
man.
looking at me and I'm looking at you. And I'm like, once again, like, how do I get that big? Like, you could play right now.
It's California weather, man. It just breeds.
Man, like I imagine Anthony like just surfing and working out.
That's what he does. Surfs, skates, works out.
Yeah,
drinks tequila.
Sells a house or two every now and then.
Like he's got a face for everything. Anything he wants to do, put his face on it. I'm buying it.
Radio. That's what I got a face.
No. But go ahead.
No, I mean, so I'm not really I see a lot of gray area and a lot of, things with, that have divisive opinions and stuff. And that's kind of where this comes into play. The bottom line is Corey Dillon's always been a guy as a football player, primarily, but just in general, he is the ultimate chip on the shoulder guy, right? He was drafted in the second round. He should have been a first round player, right? He missed out on Pro Bowlers. He let that fuel his play, and it in a good way. The chip on the shoulder, I mean it as a compliment.
You're wearing the jersey of another one.
What's that?
You're wearing the jersey of another one.
Yes, exactly. And so he's let that kind of fuel who he is. And even when the Bengals, when in his eyes maybe gave up on him, quote unquote, and moved on to Rudy Johnson, what did he do? He had the best year of his career and one of the better ones really ever by a running back in New England. So, I mean, that's just kind of who he is. I think this, in a way, the comments that, I didn't necessarily like for a lot of reasons, but I can see where he comes from in a couple of different ways. And one of which is, he hasn't gotten his total respect that he deserves as a football player. He's a world champion. He's top 20 all time in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns in the NFL. So to me, I mean, we in a era of metrics and data and all these, kind of under the surface, subsurface stats that you can point to. Those are two of the biggest metrics you can point to as a running back in stats. And if you are top 20 in the NFL ever in those two stats, you have a Hall of Fame resume, in my opinion. So I think not only is he, of course, deserving of being in the Bengals Ring of Honor, but a Hall of Fame discussion for those two statistical categories, and then being a champion, because that seems to weigh so heavily. But we've seen this stuff too kind of backfire. These kind of backhanded comments or outright shots fired at people. It hurt, some of the stuff he did hurt T.O. in his Hall of Fame bid, right? He should have been a first ballot Hall of Fame guy, in my opinion. He was not. And a lot of people pointed to maybe some, media stuff and all kinds of different things. But the point I'm trying to make is I understand where he's coming from in some ways. But on the other hand, this is a little bit, part of it is fan voting. And so, I don't know what this does to a lot of fans. It does bring attention to his case, which I think is a good thing. But it's also not like the Bengals have been putting in a lot of running backs ahead of him, right? It's not like, there's been all these kinds of running backs getting in the Ring of Honor ahead of him, where he's got kind of that gripe. If that was happening, I could see what was happening there. And then, again, kind of back to supporting him. I love the Bengals. I love what they're doing. I love everything that they've done the last couple of years, both on the field and engagement of fans and everything and their former players. But they were late to the game in the Ring of Honor. They were late to the game. And unfortunately, the team is playing catch up to a lot of past greats putting them in. And he, like Chad Johnson, like Boomer Esiason, kind of feeling the effect of that a little bit. And so, of course, he'll get in. He deserves to get in. And I hope it becomes a thing. John Sharon and I joked last night that, I wonder if he's going to be kind of the WWE villain that comes out when he goes out there and, our fans going to have mixed reviews and all that kind of stuff. I would love it to be a thing where there's a nice bridge built, if it was burned, between him and the organization, and it kind of becoming this new chapter for him, a new chapter for the team. So I understand a lot of his comments. I'm going long-winded as well. I apologize, but there's a lot to unpack with it. He's deserving of a lot of accolades and kudos because he had an outstanding career, played on some bad teams. And I can understand some of the frustrations, although some of it may seem a tiny bit misguided.
Well said. Pork chop.
Bourbon?
What you got?
Or pork chop.
Sorry, I was going around this way.
No, you're
Okay,
fine.
so I might go in a different direction here. Don't fucking hate me or unfollow me
Yes,
on
the Four
Twitter.
Locos.
The Four Loco.
Please don't unfollow me on Twitter. But this is my opinion. Like, can you deny the guy's stats? No. You cannot deny the guy's stats. He did a great fucking job for Cincinnati. But as a person, come on, man. He fucking threw his shit into the stands on the way out, gave Cincinnati the big middle finger. Then he went home, drove around drunk, and beat up his fucking wife. Come on, man. He's got multiple domestic violence, charges, DUIs, and then he's like gives the middle finger to Cincinnati. And then when we put him up for the vote for the Ring of Honor, he comes on there and he trashes our fucking beloved Chad Johnson. Come on, it's a popularity vote, and you literally say fuck the people that are voting. They don't know shit. So how many votes do you think that's going to get you next year?
Yep.
The man has had too many hits to the head or something, because if he wants to get in our Ring of Honor, I think this is just another thing. It's like, fuck you guys. I don't need Cincinnati. Fuck you. I won a Super Bowl with the Patriots. I respect what he did. I do say that in respect. Appreciate what you did for the Bengals. You're a great fucking running back for the Bengals. One of the best running backs for the Bengals. But you left shitty, and then you don't let it go, man. Let it fucking go. If you want to get in the Ring of Honor, at least say some shit that'll help people vote for you, because it's the season ticket holders that vote for you. And you literally just were quoted saying, these fucking people don't know what the fuck they're talking about, basically, right? So is he going to get in our Ring of Honor? I don't know. Probably not. He's got a better chance of getting in the Football Hall of Fame, if you ask me. I'm not a fan.
We'll get back to Rowdy's. I think we got to stick with the Corey Dillon.
Yeah.
He's made some good points. Pork chop. He's
No,
made some good points.
it's passion.
I forget about some of the bad stuff you bring up.
Well, and unfortunately, and I don't want to take anybody else's platform or whatever, but
Fuck it.
unfortunately, when he addresses this situation the way he did, fans are going to remember that stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's and so that's why you kind of say, well, I understand you're frustrated, man. I understand you've always felt overlooked, whether it was in Cincinnati or for the Hall of Fame or any of this kind of stuff. But unfortunately, when you come out guns ablazing at everybody. And it wasn't just to Cincinnati, by the way, from the quotes I read. He pointed out New England. He pointed out other stuff too. And it, unfortunately, it kind of goes back to some of the, the hard feelings about his exit when he exited, when fans kind of think about it and they hear these comments,
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. My thoughts on Corey Dillon, he was the running back when I first became a fan, back in 2000. You look at his stats, 6 years of over 1,000 yards every single time. I had to look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing I remember, I was at the game, he threw his stuff in the stands. And it was like, but I also remember him being the precedent that started our running backs that you know of. I mean, you look at what he did, our running backs from then on were awesome. There might be a hiccup here and there. We're not going to talk about the fumble against the Steelers, but, Corey Dillon was like the dude. I love the guy. And then, you go right into Rudy Johnson. It was like, for a while, we were just stacked with running backs, and I think we took that for granted and didn't realize how good we really had it. Now, like you said, Anthony, you got to go. What are people going to remember the most right now? It's what he did with throwing in the stands and what he just said. And what a pork chop said is, you're not going to remember the stats, everything he did. You're going to remember the most recent stuff, and that's unfortunate. I wish he would have gone a different route. I still plan on voting for him, but I think somebody said in the comments, there's a lot of other guys. And I'm on that deserve the vote, that I think I want to see guys on the field that deserve the vote for a Ring of Honor before they pass away, before I go to these guys. That's my way of thinking when I vote. And that's, in my opinion, that's how it should be. God forbid nobody really has an accident and passes away, unfortunately. But these guys that are in their 70s, 80s, late 60s, that really contributed to the early teams of the Bengals, those are the guys that I want to get in the Ring of Honor before we really get into these the newer ones. I wish we could do something with the Ring of Honor where it's a pass and a older guy and a newer guy that you could do. Something like that. That would be nice to vote for something like that.
And one thing to press you on, Matt. So as far as the comments, did that change your opinion?
No. I just know that guy wears his heart on his sleeve, and that's how he's always been. Yep. So it really doesn't bother me. I cringe because I know other people are going to take it the other way.
Yeah.
And I can't – I understand what happens in somebody's personal life, but I'm voting solely on what you did on the field.
Yeah.
And that's fair. And that's what I mean. There's no –
to a degree, there's certain things that do trump that in your personal life. Sure. But I try to – look past that. What did you do for the fan base at that time? Did you do things after you left the team? Things like that. But that's kind of where I stand with that.
And on pure talent, pure just how great he was for this franchise on the field, he deserves to get in. Now, I was disappointed in the comments because I'm like, you're almost shitting on the other guys. And I know he clarified at one point in that article, hey, that's not supposed to be a knock on these guys, but as he sat and knocked on those guys for the other half.
Calls guys about my name.
John McKinnon's going to get in before I do.
With all due respect, y'all suck.
There's a lot of very deserving, and as you guys were talking about, guys that are older, and we hope for their health, and that's obviously hoping Lamar Parrish gets in this year. It's even made me go back and look more at Bob Trumpy, because I know he's one of the oldest guys. Dave Lapham, I wish he could almost get in just as a Mr. Everything Bengal without it even having to come to a vote. Because
I know I voted for Lapham, but
that's who I voted for.
He's been that important to the franchise.
I think I did Lapham and Chad just because I went old and new. That's just me.
Yeah, for sure. So I think Corey will get in. I think it was just kind of weird timing for all that, for that article. And everything.
Did they catch him at a bad time?
It sounded like it, man.
No,
he's write every fucking word down.
This has been building. I mean, you could tell he was just. I think even, and I don't want to speak for him at all. I mean, it almost seemed like Paul went to him for just kind of some general information, general quotes, and all this kind of stuff. And I think he just
You're right. Every fucking word there, Paul.
I think
You're
he's
just
got
like,
it.
I got a story.
Paul Pye was like, "Are you sure you want me to say that?" And he was like, "No, you fucking right every
Yeah,
word."
I mean, yeah, I don't know if he was expecting that or not. It didn't. I don't know that. I mean, if I was in Paul's position, I don't know that I would have been expecting that unless I was asking very poignant questions like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I was, I grew up watching Corey Dillon. Loved. I mean, I'll never forget that Titans record-breaking performance. I mean, he amazing player. Probably one of the best football players I've ever seen in person. And the stuff off the field definitely weighs really heavy on me. And the two different instances of spousal abuse allegations. And I can forgive someone for making a mistake. We've all made mistakes in life. Those are especially heinous ones, but I can forgive people. Does it
help his cause when he says, "Well, other players have done way worse"?
Well,
that's what he said in the article.
Like we all saw what Joe Mixon did. That was on video, and that took me a while to get over. But he has earned everybody's respect. Well, I should say a lot of people, including mine, respect as far as how he has carried himself both on and off the field. And then on top, but it's what Dillon did multiple times. Then on top of that, the way he handled leaving Cincinnati. And then it's like, all right, it's been however many years, 13 years since the last, assault allegation. He's been out of Cincinnati for I don't even know how long. All right. Even then, if he came out in this article as just like, hey, I made some mistakes in my life. I feel bad about it. I want to make amends with the organization and the fans. I'd be like, Corey Dillon, give me a hug. But he comes out and does this shit. It shows so much immaturity, so much just hatefulness that I cannot forget that. That's just bullshit to me. It's
based on comments around the 50-year anniversary, I thought that's what he was going to do. So
I would have welcomed back with open arms if it was even a neutral response, even if it was like, hey, I still got some bad feelings about how things went down, but I'm trying to let it go. Even if it was a neutral thing, it wouldn't even be like, I love you guys. If it was just a neutral thing, I'd be like, all right, I can let it go. It's been long enough. We're all human beings. We evolve over time. But he has not shown to me that he has evolved at all as a human being.
I feel exactly the same way. If he wouldn't have came back with these comments, I would have been able to let go of the throwing the pads into the stands. But the one thing I wanted to say, too, about Joe Mixon is that fucking bitch earned what she got.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I mean, come on, man. How many times you going to just fucking pester that guy and call him the N-word and shit until he finally unloads? I mean, he took a lot before it happened.
We can understand why he may have reacted a certain way to hearing a certain word.
Yeah.
Yes. Multiple times, over and over and over.
So, anyway,
Derek has no thoughts. Derek's ready to move on to the next topic.
I'm just ready to talk about the cruise that's coming up here pretty soon. If you guys want to maybe drop a couple little Easter eggs on that. Cap, Bourbon?
Silence.
What?
I have Chihuahua Armageddon going on in the background, so hey, we'll talk. Maybe I'll set the stage. What did I get myself into?
Right.
It's Matt's fault.
So if anyone doesn't know,
Put your skipper hat on, Cap.
I've been a weak Buckeyes fan. And I say weak just because it's like I went to Ohio State. I watched some games, but if I miss a game, I'm not heartbroken. And when they lose, I'm only mildly upset. If the Bengals lose, like it takes me a week to shake off. But it's just because I spend so much time in the NFL. I don't have enough time left over for NCAA. But they have a great Buckeye Cruise for Cancer, a phenomenal event. Alums, players, coaches, everybody, they raise a ton of money for, cancer research. I've always loved it. Well, Bengals Bourbon here loved it too. And we just happened to talk one day and realize, we're both thinking the same thing. The Bengals need some type of cruise. Bengals Bourbon, this dude is the Energizer Bunny. Literally, you say something, he's calling people. It doesn't matter. Like, he'll like, hey, can I talk to your CEO? Like, it doesn't matter. This dude is a pit bull. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Well, he found out so much information. The only thing that we kind of worried about is we're not travel agents. We don't want that financial responsibility. And two people doing all of everything, it just sounds like a bad idea. So we went out looking for a travel agent. As everybody knows, we worked since January. And I'm telling you, I'll just come out and say it. This stuff is easy. It is super easy because this is not a music cruise. You don't have to worry about speakers. You don't have to worry about all this sound equipment, all this other stuff. It is get the players on board, plan some fun events, be creative. We've got some creative ideas that we're not telling because, hey, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there. Get the guys on board and get some charities you can help benefit. Now, he and I are doing this absolutely for free. Obviously, we know travel agents going to make some money. We're willing to work and sweat on the ship. We just want a Bengals themed cruise. I think I have to say like a Cincy fan cruise.
Cincy fan cruise, yes.
Yeah.
Cincy fan.
Yeah.
All of us wearing the same gear with our favorite people, raising money for charities. That's it. And it is surprisingly easy to do, but we have certain standards that we want met. And, one of those things is every dime is accounted for and no disagreements on where what goes, anything extra and above and beyond, whatever we
charity.
do, straight to charity.
Yes.
Amen. Straight to charity. And when that gets dicey, when other things get dicey, we've got to find a travel agent who can do that for us. So we've got some really, really great leads. Everything that I brought up some factual things that happen in working with one business as an example of, okay, how would you deal with a situation? We've loved every answer. So the cruise is absolutely going to happen. I think, what do you all think? I think it is July right now. I think the best way to do it, and Bengals Bourbon, he's the one that really pushed me to this, but 2025 sounds like a good year. It gives everybody plenty of time to save up. It gives plenty of time for marketing, for making sure everybody's on board, for honestly getting more players and more events together. So that's kind of the target that was. I've already got a website. I posted that. I've already got a website, sitting on. I've been told it's terrible. I think it's pretty good.
No, it looks great.
It depends on who you ask, I guess.
Yeah.
And logo looks great. Matt, that was your wife that made it?
She did.
Well,
it might change. There might be some different things happening.
There might. So there's, I'll be honest. His wife is amazing.
Whoa!
Whoa! I didn't know you guys were that close. You guys got pineapples on your porch?
God damn it! You beat me.
Remind you, it's an
It was on the tip of my tongue, poor John.
Right?
It's an upside down pineapple on a cruise ship. You got to watch out.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh,
So there's one that I really, really like. That I'll say that I designed it, but if it passes muster, and I won't do anything alone. I am not a dictator here. If Matt hates it, if his wife hates it, if but if it passes, I'll tell you what I did to get it. But it's sweet. Everything, and that's the thing for me. Have you all seen all the cruises that have failed lately? The Eagles toast.
No.
I think the Commanders one is toast.
Yeah.
Yep.
And honestly, it sounds like it's the travel agent that just kind of dropped the ball. Now, if you look at music cruises and all these theme cruises, you've got promotion companies. You've got teams who are used to putting on these events. So they know all about the logistics of moving the equipment from here to there and everywhere. You know, a cruise ship is no different. It's just on the water. So they just need a travel agent to book everything, and they handle everything. So if you're doing a music cruise, your job's a piece of cake. You don't have to do any work. You book everybody, and the promotion company handles everything. Well, you know, we're not a promotion company, but we don't have to worry about all of the extra stuff. Bengals fans, we already have the gear. We're already dressed. We don't have to worry about, you know, fitting into a theme. It's a lot of, you know, hey, orange and black balloons, orange and black whatever. You know, we're not trying to get a live tiger and Mike Tyson on board.
Why not?
Come on, I'm out.
Come on, man.
Well, fucking strike that off the list.
I was told there's going to be a live tiger.
Hey, you asked for it. We will try. I've got a feeling you're going to have to settle for the wish.com version, and that's going to be me body painted like a tiger.
Now, is your guys' vision to have all the proceeds go to one charity, or are you hoping to partner with a few, you know, without naming any specifics? I know you've had some discussions with some.
You know, it'll vary. I think the most we'd want to do is two. One for sure, but no more than, you know, because when you start to
Captain charity of
when you start to split things up, it gets a little hairy, and you know, the whole point of this is a fan experience and the most money for charities that we can possibly get. Yeah. And then the ultimate goal is to continue to do this to where we completely charter out cruises and we do a new charity every year. And I just think it's a great thing to do. Our fans are great. They love to donate to everybody.
They do.
I'm blaming Derek for this whole conversation. I feel like the cruise is in a spot to where there's going to be more information later, and Derek's like, "Let's talk about the cruise."
Hey, listen.
No, there is. I appreciate the opportunity because
it's a bump in the road. We're moving forward. We had to pivot a little bit. And like Cap said, it's going to happen. We're close. It's nailing down. We're very close. We're between two cruises right now. We're going to nail down the dates. It's still going to be in March. Most likely still with Royal Caribbean. And then we go from there.
March
I think it's fair to say, I think
2025 is
most likely. It's
be.
fair to say there potentially the date can move back to make sure that the experience is good and that you don't have issues. That you don't go on this and feel like you wasted your money. You know what I mean? They would rather take the extra time.
If you're going to do it, you got to do it right. And I know if you got to wait another year and a half, you know, it happens, but it gives time, like Cap said, it gives you time to save. It gives us time to nail out everything perfectly, from events to players that are going to come on. I know there's a lot of hype. We've been contacted from, you know, various amounts of people, from players to organizations. It's going to be, you got to do it right. You can't rush into this and then it flops and then everybody sits there and goes, well, shit, this sucked. I'm never going to
doing that again.
Exactly. And that runs potential opportunities for charities.
You got one shot.
One opportunity.
Let me say this too, man. It's the perfect timing because Joe Burrow is going to go back to Jamar Chase's home fucking town on the field where he wins championships in February.
That's in New Orleans, isn't it?
Yes. And then the cruise is that year.
Back-to-back Super Bowl champions. You never know.
Vegas isn't Vegas this year, and then
that's right. Yeah. Joe Burrow. What's he do in the Superdome?
There you go.
Joe Burrow in a Superdome wins championship. And then you go on a cruise to celebrate.
So I wanted to get back to this because Rowdy, thank you for the $5 super chat. We love super chats. If anybody else wants to give any, we will get your questions then. Will the NFL, for the podcast listeners, will the NFL allow Bengals fans to start a GoFundMe to help re-sign T. I got a C note on it. Well, we're not going to talk about that. I don't think we're allowed to do that. But we can talk about odds that we think T is
I
re-signed.
can talk about it. I don't give a shit.
Also, you can send us your C note and we'll sign it to them.
We'll make sure it gets to the Bengals.
We'll make sure it gets to where it's going.
Definitely won't go to Pork Chops for Loco Fund.
No, not at all.
How many Four Locos could you get? with this?
I don't.
Right.
That I think $5 buys 4 Locos.
I was gonna say
I'm pretty sure.
Buy 3,
it
get
might
one
be like
free.
a year's worth of Four Loco.
Yeah,
They're like
they give you a
a
fucking
half
card.
a cent.
Every time you buy Four Loco, they punch your card, and every fourth one you get free.
So we'll start with you, AC. I think we've asked this before, but what's the odds that T gets re-signed before we go into the season? Because to me, if it doesn't happen by the season, then it's not going to happen until we're talking franchise tag.
I think it's relatively high. I mean, I think there's. I've kind of said this before. I think there's the Joe Burrow domino is the one that's got to fall, right? That contract's got to be the one that falls, and then everything else kind of structures around that, and rightfully so. He's the quarterback. He is one of, if not the best quarterback in the NFL right now. So
Jesus,
you gotta just. You got to structure things around that. I understand that, but I think it's pretty high. The Bengals prioritize that. They seem to have prioritized T pretty highly. It sounds like some rumors are saying that, Joe's waiting for Justin Herbert's contract to fall before he gets his. And so that way he kind of maximizes everything there and, all of that. I think this is just a really high priority. And, there's a lot of talk. I saw a post out there from PFF saying, where is T. Higgins on the number 2 wide receivers? I mean, he's a 1 on many, many other teams. Many other teams. He's a 1.
He's on a 1 on 29 teams.
Yeah, I mean, it's so. I think, and obviously, I mean, he showed a lot of things as a rookie, and obviously Burrow got hurt, but that dynamic between the 3 wide receivers, but mainly the 2 new ones they brought in, and Chase and Higgins with Burrow, that just took this offense to a new level. I think the Bengals really recognize that. And if you look back at their history, even through the dark days and when we were talking the Corey Dillon days and all that kind of stuff, they pay skill position guys who are productive. They pay them. They have always paid them. They have paid multiple at the same time. That's why it drives me absolutely nuts that the national media runs with this. They're never going to be able to pay these guys. Chad and Hoosh, they paid at the same time. I mean, they did it over and over again, and yet people cling to these like narratives that are just false. So I think it's pretty high. It gets done. I mean, I don't know if you want a percentage or whatever. I mean, I guess it goes, probably somewhere between 65 and 75%, unless something falls apart and or the Bengals don't get the Burrow deal done. I do think that he, at a minimum, will probably be a franchise tag guy. So they would probably have him for another year at least. But hey, keep the gang together. It's working.
100%. That's the holy trinity, is what I call it. Burrow, Chase, and Higgins.
You're damn right.
Yep.
Cap, you want to
I
go
saw
next?
the movie once.
Ooh.
Oh, we got an interesting super chat from. I
I'd
think
like to answer that.
I think this is at Bengals Captain. Captain. Is that how?
One of your
how
imposters.
Apparently, Cap didn't want to talk about the T. Higgins. So.
Right.
I'm like, all right, that's one way to change the subject. We'll change the subject. Change what our money
What
is.
you want?
Yeah,
And I think
Captain
whoever
with 2
asked
T's
this
on
question
Twitter,
is
by
a
the way.
genius and handsome.
I'll bet.
Just-
He's got a
Thank you,
good-looking fucking beard, that's for sure. He's got the second best beard on the fucking screen right now.
Jesus. Hey,
Matt, you wanna
I'll
take
go
a
it all
stab
into
at this?
this. I think it's going to be Chase Brown.
Ooh. Elaborate.
Ooh.
Hey,
Chase Brown reminds me of Jeremy Hill without the fumbles. That's just me.
All right.
I think he's going to come out as a stud. My second person would be Battle. That's my
I like
number
that.
2.
I love Chase Brown. I don't know how quickly he will work into getting enough reps.
Trayvon's going to be a beast to unseat.
Yeah, on top of Mixon, it's just like how many touches can he get? How quickly can he really prove himself to earn valuable touches? I think to me, Chase Brown is a 2024 guy that like sky's the limit. I love Chase Brown. For this year, I love DJ Turner. I think that he could easily be worked into the rotation, especially, I mean, Cheeto looks fucking great, amazingly great.
Yeah.
I mean,
dude, his feet are so fast.
You know, I mean, we've all seen that
every
foot
time
exercise
somebody-
where it's just like, oh my
Absolutely.
god,
Every time
this guy's
somebody says
recovered.
something, anytime somebody says something about Cheeto, instantly my mind goes straight to the ladder drill.
Yeah, if
But
he's
I
wearing
can't go back
up.
Hey, listen.
For ACL, that's not that big. I want to see lateral movement.
If he's wearing corduroy pants when he does that lateral drill, there's a fire starter.
Hey, I don't make fun of corduroys, baby. I wear the corduroys regularly.
I don't know what the fuck goes on out there in California.
To me, even if Cheeto's 100% week one, I still think DJ Turner gets a lot of valuable reps, and he is just so freaking fast. I think he has a lot of playmaking ability. I think he can make a big impact right away.
Our secondary is so good. I mean,
Yeah,
I think
the Legion of Zoom.
The score
Lou
telling
had
us
to
that
have
we're
the biggest
27.
hard on 2 years in a row. We just went straight defense. Lou's got to have the biggest boner and
No shit.
DC freaking.
He's going to be
Next
seated
time I see
every
him,
game.
I'm going to ask him. I'm going to say, "Hey, I've got a buddy. I'm going to pull up your photo and said he wants to know how big
About your draft
How
night
hard
chub.
are you?
Your draft night chub. Tell us about it, Lou.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I loved after they drafted Battle. He's like, I think I might be done for the night.
Yeah.
What do you think, Derek?
I think I do definitely think Brad Robbins, hands down.
Fuck, man, that was gonna be my goddamn guy.
I
man.
don't want to
Just-
say a punter is going to be our best guy. I really.
He's gonna be
I
the
hope
one
we
that makes
never have
the
to
biggest
fucking punter.
impact.
because he's going to have the most. I mean,
What the hell?
there's going to be some games where we're going
He's
to
gonna
need
have
Friend of the
every
show.
touch.
You just
Yeah.
like his mustache.
friend of the show.
Your
Friend of the
mustache,
show.
bro.
Yeah. I'm working on it here, but it's no captain stash.
I would have taken him in that KC game.
Oh, absolutely. I do want to say though, since we got some Reds coming up here in a few minutes, does anybody have any interesting bets that they want me to place? Anybody in the chat or live?
Auto
right
home
now?
run.
Stay on fucking topic, Derek.
No shit, Derek's always
Like,
changing the
Can
topic.
we talk about
You're
games?
supposed to go around the horn, Derek.
Derek doesn't know what to bet. He's jonesing.
Hey, Derek's last on every fucking
like-
topic because when it comes to him, he changes it.
That's how I keep.
You
That's
haven't
how I
got-
keep the ball rolling. That's how I keep the
Yeah.
ball rolling.
Yeah, well,
keep
my
something
my guy that's going to make the biggest impact on the Bengals this year, or who we drafted, is also Brad Robbins because he's going to get every fucking touch at punter this year. No other player that we drafted is going to get every touch. Joe, DJ Turner, or DJ Burner, like I like to call him, is going to be a close number 2, but he's going to have trouble going into camp beating out Cheeto and fucking Juice. So he's going to be
You're not
number
beating out Juice.
no, he's gonna be number 3. I actually think. Look, I love Juice, but I think Burner can actually be better than Juice.
No way in fuck.
Wow.
Hey, listen, it's a good thing to hope for, though. If he can be better than Juice, come the fuck on, man.
God
DJ
damn it,
Burner,
Timmy,
all
stop
right,
betting against
Chop,
me on
all right,
eBay.
Chop.
he's sticky
Go
as
in the
fuck.
background and sip
I'm
that Four
buying.
Loko.
I'm
That's
buying
blasphemy.
Juice second
That's
year.
blasphemy.
I'm all in.
As a
you know
Team
what?
Juice Gang card-carrying member, I cannot
Yeah.
allow somebody to say they're just going to.
I agree with Rowdy,
Ugh.
and it's easy. He's a first rounder. He fell to us, but people are forgetting about Miles Murphy.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. I cannot wait to see him in that rotation.
Yeah.
He's going to be special.
Yeah,
That-
I think
that's my
that's
money.
a great one. I was, trying not to just pick the first rounder, but yeah, I mean, both
He's
from
underrated at this point.
both from a spelling from the end spot as well as like hell, let's kick him inside. Let's be him, have him as that 3 tech. Let's have that interior rush on top of our already good, really great edge rushers and Hubbard and Hendrickson. Like that's super exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I hope
Chuck
so. I just don't think he's going to be
Sizzle.
on the field as much.
That's my guy.
Sizzle.
Chuck Sizzle is my guy. Yeah, I saw Steven say it earlier. That is
If Greg
the
was
guy.
on-
He is a guy, and it's not just on offense. He has an opportunity to contribute on special teams, returns, all that kind of stuff. This is a team, I think it's become built now based on who's quarterback and the weapons they've accrued that passes to set up the run, right? I mean, there's the old, you run to set up the pass. I think it's kind of a little bit the other way. And I think I love Trenton Irwin. I thought he took some nice steps forward last year out of the slot as kind of the other slot guy.
Yep.
I like Trent Taylor, but I think, if you're looking for a little more electricity, you're looking for some steadiness. There's a lot to like about this guy. And I think it might be a slow start to the season, but like if you get to the crunch time at the end of the season, and I mean, remember what happened last year when they lost Boyd, right? I mean, they just, in the Chiefs game, things kind of started, they just stopped clicking. And so he may be wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5 at some point, but it's not just going to be on offense. It's going to be on special teams, I think. And also, it's not just catching the ball. If you watch his college film, he does a ton of jet sweeps, a ton of end arounds that are very, very productive and get a lot of yards. He's gonna see the field, I think. And I don't think any of your answers are wrong answers or anything like that. That's just a guy. I think that nobody's talking about Miles Murphy. I just quietly really like the wide receiver picks that they made in this year's draft because they said, screw it, dude. We got to score more points in the postseason because the last 2 postseasons, as they got there, they were, putting up yards and points and everything. But when they got there, they struggled to get in the end zone, right? I mean, they were kicking a lot of field goals and everything. That was a big
20
part
points
of it.
isn't enough.
Yeah. I mean, you got to get around the 30s in the postseason, particularly when you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead. You just got to try and do that. And so I think that's a guy I like. I hope I've said his name like 15 different ways. Yoshivas. I like him as well. Yeah. I like a lot from what I've seen and heard about him. But
what do you think about him in the screen game?
I love it.
I think he's going to be one of those guys that comes in and be electric in the screen game.
I'll mention another guy, and my guy is going to be Jordan Battle because I think he's going to be the only guy that ends up being a starter for over half the season. That's not special teams related because we can say Brad Robbins, we can say Chuck Sizzle for his impact on special teams, but I think Jordan Battle is going to win that safety job over Nick Scott. If not week 1, I say by week 5 or week 6, he's our starting safety. Yep. He's just too damn good, too damn smart to keep off the field. I mean, he did it for 4 years at Alabama. I don't see any reason he don't come in here and he's our Von Bell. And it's like, we got to have that guy on the field. Yeah. And him and Dax Hill are a dynamic safety duo that we're going, oh, shit, wow. We just replaced 2 phenomenal safeties we were worried about with 2 more phenomenal safeties. This worked out pretty good.
I love that. And I remember seeing Battle mock to us sometimes in the second, and I would have been totally happy with that. And the fact that we got him in the third,
late,
that's a fucking steal.
Hey, let me say this.
I'm thrilled with Battle.
Like, it's in the comments that how I think Kat put it actually in the comments about how nice it is to see that we named all these different picks. But, like, can anybody here name a pick they didn't like in the draft? Is there a pick you didn't like? I mean, I think we fucking nailed the draft.
So it's for me. It's funny because he
wanted Porter. Porter.
I did. I wanted the drama. That came with Joey Porter Jr. I wanted the drama. I know. And corner. Then they ended up getting a very good corner in the second round. Yes. So, but then it took me honestly for some of the picks and or the whole class. That's why I was going to reference what Cap said in the comments there. It took me about a day or 2 to really process the whole class. And I go, initially I was like, it was pretty good. And then a day or 2 later, I'm like, the logic behind all of these picks, if you really, it's like insanely intelligent because I mentioned and it's a perfect blend of the high RAS scores and all that kind of stuff. And then guys that just have good film or maybe, and also high RAS. And I think they've just, their philosophy is very aligned right now from top to bottom in that organization of what they want to do in the draft. Yeah. And so, it took me a day or 2 to really like say, wow, this was an insane class. But as I looked at it, I'm like, wow, the logic is really there. It's really sound.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I liked Porter and Nolan Smith. Sorry, Dale. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, most overall unit that's improved to me is probably special teams. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
not only punting,
Huge.
but you look at the overall speed and the RAS that Anthony mentioned is what got my mind in that thought is like they're going to be so much faster and so much more talented in their coverage units as well.
I mean, what is our average in secondary? 4.3.
It's like silly. It's silly. Yeah.
Legion of Zoom, man. It's wild.
I mean,
Yossi Vach is going to be a special teams fucking stud.
first round pick, like I was live with Dale. We all thought it was going to be Notre Dame's tight end.
Yeah.
I mean, we all thought.
I was live on Twitter. I knew it.
Let's stop. Let's go back and reenact
No.
multiple times before that pick saying it's going to be one of the Clemson defensive
I
lines.
know, but most of us thought it was for sure. It's Notre Dame's tight end. It's going to be that. But then you get Miles Murphy, and we're all like, "Fuck." And then you start to come back to it, and you're like, "Well, goddamn, that's a good."
That's actually a pretty good pick. Yeah.
Rush the passer.
I mean, is he
Rush
like
the passer.
Aaron Donald? Like, I don't know. He could be. Like, the dude's sick. You see some of the stuff he's doing in OTAs. You're like, shit.
That dude could be a fucking.
He's an impressive
badass.
human being.
Really,
I may or may not have had him on my board at number
Shut the hell
2.
up, Derek.
Number 2 on my board in April.
But after the first round, I was like, every one of these guys are just. You start to look at film, you see what people are saying. You're like, man, we really killed this draft. It was nice to see. We're just killing drafts lately. It's fun. The O-line, I feel like they just don't. They know with Burrow, I feel like they can't fuck around with draft picks on O-line. They're gonna go get guys that are proven. That's been my stance from here on out. Like, we're not fucking around with draft picks. We're gonna go get guys.
Well, the other thing too that has helped the draft classes and them having basically more or less fun with the picks that they're making. What's been the big difference basically since the 2020 offseason? They have been hyper aggressive in outside free agency. When you get all of these guys that keep hitting, really the only guy that didn't hit that was a big signing was Trey Waynes. And when you keep hitting on all of those guys, it makes the draft that much easier because your roster's already stacked and you can bring in a lot of different talent that way. And so that's quite honestly, to me, that's the main difference between those really good teams in 2011 to 2015. They just kept doing, a lot of good draft picks and, they kept kind of nailing that, but they weren't really doing the outside free agency stuff. Now they've supplemented their good draft philosophy with solid outside free agent additions, and it's made their team AFC Championship bound every year,
As TLC said, as TLC said, we don't have to go chasing waterfalls.
That's right. Yeah.
No, it's nice that we got a four-way battle at right tackle. We got a four-way battle at right tackle, and it's not this is just a guy. We got to roll with it.
Yeah, I remember not feeling great after the draft when we did not take a single offensive lineman because I was worried about Jonah. I was worried that we were going to have to deal him. He wasn't going to play. He was going to hold out or something like that. And that was my biggest, shit, was that a good draft? We didn't get a single one, but ever since then, every single comment, and workout video of Jonah, he's 100% committed. Mm-hmm. I'm so excited to have Jonah as our right tackle.
You got two swing tackles man. Between Carmen and Adeniji, and then after that it's
Collins.
And Collins is going to stay tackle, but you got two swing tackles between Adeniji and Carmen, and I still would not be surprised if Carmen would run out right tackle. It still would not surprise me. I know I still want the disagree with me, but I think Carmen's got that dog back in him.
Yeah, I think so
he's
too.
ready to roll.
He looks fucking motivated. Let's see it.
And it's fun to watch that we're gonna have a 3 to 4 way battle at right tackle. That's amazing. You don't get to see that shit.
Yeah, we could potentially have Elsie as a depth, piece. I mean,
that's what I'm going to ask you guys. Yeah, I was going to ask if you guys think they're going to keep all of them because I mean we've seen what's happened the last couple postseasons when it's Riley Reef going down, and then in this last postseason you had 3 starters go down, and so it's almost like, man, you just keep all these guys just to make sure you've got.
Yes.
I mean that's
You got to.
Unless we need to make a move for something else. Why would we get rid of a line depth? Like
100%. The offensive line is the reason that we don't have 2 Lombardis. I mean, for real. Like if the offensive line stays healthy for the last 2 years, come on,
I agree.
Please.
Yep.
Ugh, that breaks my heart, poor shot.
I mean, to have Lyle Collins in the back, as a backup, come on, man.
Or even
Hopefully
even if he comes back and it's just like, it doesn't even have to be like, all right, LC, you're a backup. It's like, hell, let's just be a rotational piece, give guys spells and rotate guys in and out, keep guys fresh and keep guys healthy. Like that's an
backups
amazing
get rings
luxury.
too, man.
Oh, well,
Derek, I put in the private chat because I seen where you said betting. You want betting to be a topic again.
God, always
So why don't
betting.
you relate it to the Bengals and ask these guys if they can make a bet for the Bengals' upcoming season? What kind of bet would they make? That could be MVP, record, Super Bowl, whatever, AFC North, whatever.
Yeah, let's
You
go
gonna
with
ask
it.
it?
What do you guys
You gonna
think?
ask it?
I'll go
You
quick
did.
'cause I gotta go.
Ask it like a
Okay.
professional.
Matt's got to go.
So you go ahead and you ask your question, I'll answer, and then I gotta go.
All right, Bourbon. If you had to make a bet on the Cincinnati Bengals for the upcoming season, any bet at all that you wanted to make, what would it be?
Gosh,
Matt, Derek's just
Whichever
looking
one
for
makes you
sure
the most
things that he
money.
can
I
pay
got
his
2
mortgage
that
on.
I feel like are damn close. AFC North champions and Joe Burrow MVP.
I'm gonna bet that right now, Derek says.
Let's play a game called Bet Derek's Money.
Yeah, let's do that.
I would go AFC North champions and Joe Burrow as MVP. That would be my 2.
I've
I
already
like
bet
it.
both
You're
of
gonna
those.
parlay it?
Why
Separate
not?
bet.
I don't know if you can parlay those.
Yeah, probably not. Be too high.
That would be my 2 bets.
Fair. Cap, you got
Make
one?
him, Derek.
Bengals #1 seed. Done.
But
Who day?
That's a good one.
I don't know if they take bets on that. I've never seen that one. Have you, Derek?
Yeah, I think it's who can finish first in the AFC. I think.
Okay.
But I'll
Derek
I'd have
wouldn't
to look
know.
it up.
Derek knows
wouldn't know. AC, you got a good one?
I might have to talk to the guy that wears the trench coat, but whatever.
Let me talk to my bookie.
Yeah. AFC champs. I think. I mean, I won't. I still think this might be their year to finally get over the hump. But I think they're loaded, and I think what happened at the end of the game, that Kansas City game last year, and all of the noise that has been talked since from players and fans and everything, I think this team's going to have a little bit of a different edge and focus. Last year, they were having fun with it, and I think it's going to come down to those 2 teams again. And I think the Bengals are quietly pissed. I think they are very pissed about.
It should be
a lot. They should be. So that's why I would say bet the AFC champs. Now Super Bowl, that's a wild card because I don't know who they like to play on words there. I don't know who they're going to be playing, but I would say AFC champs. Yeah.
Yeah, Rowdy put up the over under 12.5 regular season wins.
I think it's 11.5 right now. I was trying to look
Yeah.
that up real quick.
I was gonna say I thought it was lower. If it's 11.5 wins, that is my Tomahawk Slam one. Because
It was
anything
10.5
can happen.
last year.
Anything can happen in the playoffs. Like
Mhm.
any given Sunday, any team can beat any team. But yeah, a lot of things that you said, AC, we are. I think going to be more focused and ready to go. I don't think we're going to have, that stumbled out of the gates like we did last year with the Pittsburgh and Dallas games. Burrow coming out of the appendectomy.
huge difference.
God, can we have a regular off season, please?
I know.
That's all we're asking for.
Knock
If
on
I
wood.
was hard, I'd knock on it, but
Yeah, right.
I think we are going to come out firing on all cylinders. So the least of my concerns is us, getting 12 plus wins. It's more so like, can we stay healthy and down the stretch? So that's my pick.
Another reason I love the depth and I love the draft.
Oh shit, Huday's on here now.
We're doing it again.
Yeah,
fun with.
Dale, you want to give yours real quick, and I'll give mine to finish this off.
That's incredible.
How you gonna finish it off, Derek? I didn't even go. God damn, cut me out of the show.
I've said 13-4, but 12-5 is kind of so. I'm fine even with that 12.5. I'd bet the over barely because I predicted 13-4.
Yeah, Betfred has them at 11.5 right now at plus 190.
So I would bet the over on that for sure. Chop, what about you?
I go DraftKings and FanDuel. So if it's on there for 11.5, I'm going to go and bet the last $15 I got in that account on that one. But two bets that I already. Oh shit! I just saw Cap. That fucking thing is badass.
I mean, that actually
that's fucking elite.
Look good.
Yeah, that was awesome. Mm-hmm. Anyway, the two bets that I already made was the money. Yes, the money that I had left over.
That's Derek waiting on betting advice.
He's like,
please tell me what you'd bet.
Oh shit! So
with the Gollum eyes right there. Good
the
lord.
money that I had left in my account last year, I immediately took and bet on the Bengals to win the Super Bowl. The second bet I made, I put money in my account this year. That's fucked up, man. And I put it on the Bengals to have a rushing touchdown. Oh my God, I'm not going to sleep good tonight. The Bengals to have a rushing touchdown in every game. I took that. I put $10 on it, and I win 1,000.
That needs to be the profile pick. Yeah.
Lisa, don't lie. Speaking of waterfalls, we know you're sucking.
Oh my God.
If the Bengals score a rushing touchdown in every game this year, I win. I take my $10 and turn it into $1,010. So I took that bet.
Yeah,
you made it through, Chop. You made it through.
I know it was hard.
Powered
I had to stop looking at Cap.
I love it. No, my favorite one that I actually just placed a little bit ago
from laughing. Stop it.
I need to take a shot after seeing his fucking creepy eyes.
I got Joe Burrow to have the most regular season passing yards at plus 1,100. I just thought that's too good a value because I feel like he's going to be throwing the ball. Put that right there.
Cap looks surprised.
What was this, Eric? Say that again.
Joe Burrow, most regular season passing yards.
Okay. What's
you have Cap's interest?
Yeah, no shit.
I am like,
yeah.
So funny.
Cap,
you think he's gonna break the Bengals single season
I'm not
record?
kidding, man. My cheeks are sore on the side. Stop it, Cap.
Oh my
Change
God,
your
that is like ridiculous.
Oh shit! Put it to anything but that, please. My cheeks are sore.
Oh, wow.
So Burrow, 2021, he had 4,611 yards.
Okay.
Do you think he's going to break that?
Yeah, I think he's going to push close to 5 this year. I really do.
I didn't
Cap,
realize.
aren't you going on a fantasy football show after this? I feel like you should go on that show.
Right.
Just not say anything for the first 5 minutes of the show like that.
I'll do it.
Thanks for having me, guys. Happy to be here.
Super
Really
pumped
excited
to be here.
Yeah. Oh god damn! If you combine that face with Four Locos, I can't fucking explain to you what's going on here.
Oh my God.
You guys want to do a lot of cocaine?
This is what Hube sleeps next to every night.
You gotta get like white powder on the. Oh man,
there's a lot going on.
I'm sweating.
Well,
oh no!
You guys got anything else?
No.
Hey, I got time, bro.
Well, we got Abbott with
Oh, Derek's in junkie mode, boys. He's watching the Reds.
No, I thought he was watching like Korean softball again. That he's got a bet
There you
on.
go.
Yeah, it's
no.
the top of the first.
I did make a bet on the
the
John Deere
first.
Classic. But
The Hobbit.
no, I thought he was going to strike this dude out right there, and then
Is that the Hobbit?
he just barely got a hold of it.
All right, chat. You got any questions for these? Whatever captain is now, I don't know. It almost looked like Joe Thomas in a way, but that doesn't make sense. But you do.
Anthony, I got a question for Anthony. Anthony, how's your? Is it the Angels that you're a fan of?
Yeah, I mean casual. Yeah, kind of casual fan. I mean, I don't take it overly serious.
Who's that, Joe? What is going on behind you right now?
I didn't even mean to put that up there.
Why did you just have fucking?
He's got some cleavage behind him. He's got cleavage hanging out.
I think I know what that is.
I know what it is.
I was looking at virtual backgrounds, and then I just happened to. I don't know.
Oh, I think Chop added that before. Those backgrounds.
I know exactly what that is.
Yeah, I do too, because you added it, Chop.
That was offline, though, man. That was not on live.
Yeah, well, it was just now.
Oh man,
Yeah, Joe's actually right.
I got drawn to it.
When you do that, Joe, you got to lean back so you disappear.
Yeah, that's what Chop was doing. Was coming
Right.
in and out. Real story.
Should I do it?
Oh man.
No, you shouldn't.
I shouldn't do it. You're right. I shouldn't.
The Brewers scored. It's 1-0. Brewers over Reds already.
That's all right. What the fuck?
So AC, did you determine which game you're coming to yet? I know the last time we talked, you were.
Well, I'm going to
thinking of-
Arizona.
Well, for the-
That's
That's not here.
We'll
God
see you there.
damn it.
I know.
We want to know when we
Going
meet
to
you
Arizona, and then probably also the San Francisco game. But out there, I'm probably going to looking at probably weeks 2 or 3. And I'm thinking, whether it's the home opener or the Monday night one, I'm thinking of I usually sit Bengals sideline and field level. I don't know. Ticket prices have gone up quite a bit since the last time I've.
AC, talk to me.
So yeah, I want
Yeah,
to sit in your guys' section. Was it
158?
58, right?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking just let's get nuts. So I'm thinking probably week 2 or 3. I'm
Do week
a bit
2.
of a wuss about the cold. So admittedly.
So week 2 is
Dale's
both
birthday,
Dale's birthday,
Bourbon's birthday.
and Bengal and Bourbon's birthday.
Nice.
And-
Mine's
and-
the week
the
after. Mine's the week
daughter.
after.
Also, my daughter. Don't forget her.
Yep.
She'll be 19.
Yeah, I'm 24th. So, yeah, I honestly probably week 2 is probably more likely than week 3. But I got to finalize all that stuff.
And you'll be tailgating in lot 1, right?
Yes, sir.
yes.
Yeah,
I'm
we're going to be having
in
a
the
huge
cap's
party.
Yes.
We're
He
gonna have
looks
a cake
excited.
in the shape
And
of
you know, I
Dale
usually
and
go
Matt's
out-
face.
I usually go out like and land Friday night and then kind of do Friday night. And I'm actually hoping to get out there, Wednesday, maybe Thursday, and hopefully, I don't know, get maybe we can all get together and do something at a
Sounds good.
place down there. And yeah,
You could take us to the precinct.
Kind of want to, yeah. Oh, on my dime? Wonderful.
there you
Yeah,
go.
I'd love to. I'd
Hey,
love to.
listen.
I
Admittedly,
flew
though,
to you, and it's on my dime.
Dale
Love it.
just lost a bunch of money gambling today, probably.
right? But if you
so-
take us to the precinct, it's only like 1/4 of your mortgage per month, right?
Catch
Living
that.
out there in California.
That's true.
Like if we go on 1/4 of my mortgage, we're all going to fucking McDonald's.
Hey, I'll just I'll just message Jeff and see what's up. Maybe I can get a
Yeah, just work some magic.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That
yeah,
works,
I think
right?
that's what I'm hoping. Week 2, if not then week 3, but that's what I'm hoping. And I will hit you guys all up for sure because I would love to see you and hang out with you guys.
Oh yeah, man, that'd be awesome.
Except Derek. Don't worry about Derek. He's kind of fucking boring in person.
Right.
He can't take
I mean-
his eyes off the TV. He's like,
He'll be there the whole
Yeah,
time. Like doing that.
I'm hearing Hube downstairs cussing, so I'm like, I don't want to look.
Yeah, it's 2-0 now.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. So it's just, it doesn't matter with this team, man. It can be 5-0. They're gonna rally.
say,
back.
comeback kids.
Comeback kids.
Right.
They're like the Bengals. You can't
So-
keep them out.
Mhm.
I thought we were going to try to broker a deal for Otane.
Really,
The Reds.
really.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you have that power that you can just trade him to us?
If I did, even if I did, I would not because he is
I bet.
incredible. He is
Well,
incredible.
You're not keeping him from the sounds of it. He's going somewhere.
Yeah, he's probably gonna bounce. That's
Whether
that's
after,
unfortunate.
maybe after
I
the
have
season.
been, I mean, I've kind of always liked the Angels, but I have had a soft spot for the Reds. I mean, I'm going back to remember Ron Gant, the Pipes.
I loved Ron Gant. That was one of my
Mid-90s
favorite
Ron
players.
Gant. Oh God, he was. I don't know if he was on.
He was a
certain
beast.
substances or not.
He was a
but,
beast.
Man,
he was
Anthony,
awesome. He was awesome.
just fucking move here.
So AC, explain.
So much
I
better.
should.
AC, so you're USC fan, Angels fan, Bengals fan. Explain that to us.
My older brother, who's 8 years older than me, was in grade school the first time the Bengals made the Super Bowl, and that was the Ken Anderson, et cetera.
Yep.
Was not even into the sport at all, and he had somebody on his school bus who he strongly disliked, and he was kind of one of those snot-nosed punk kids going around to everybody. I love the 49ers. 49ers are going to win, and just because he didn't like this kid, he was like, I'll take the Bengals in a bet. I don't know, whatever, $5 or whatever they were.
Yeah.
And so from that point on, he intently watched. And that was the year, I think, also they had just changed to the striped helmets and everything. So he got enamored with the helmets. And,
Sure.
Mhm.
the running joke is that I was named after Anthony Munoz. I don't know if I've shared that one before, but the running joke is that it's not really true because Anthony is in the family names a little bit, but my dad's a big USC guy as well, and that was Anthony Munoz era. So I think he was maybe like, oh, you want to go?
It
with
might have
Anthony?
played a
Sure,
small
let's
part.
go with
Yeah.
Anthony. Yeah. And then right around 87, 88 when I was 5, 6 years old, dating myself, and he was old enough to impose the cult-like following of this of the Bengals out there to me. He did so, and I've been following him ever since. So it's been, I gotta tell you, these last handful of years has been awesome through social media and talking to all kinds of people like yourself, because it was hella lonely out here
I'll bet.
being a Bengals fan.
It was rough in Ohio. I can't imagine.
Stuff
it
out
being
there
in
like,
California.
I still get. How are you a Bengals fan? I still get. I mean, even now when they are very good and making Super Bowl, I still get. How are you into the Bengals? How are you into the Bengals? I'm like, really? We still have to have this conversation? But
I'm sure you still get the Bungles comments and
not really. I just say, hey, now I can wear it with pride.
It's
right?
not like anybody out there is a goddamn Rams fan anyway.
No, not really. Not really.
They might have a lot of different teams they root for out there, but none of them are the Rams.
Were you able to go to the Super Bowl?
I did. Yep.
You did. How was that? How was that environment? Being in your hometown.
It's
and,
surreal.
Like, what was that environment as far as like the Rams fandom?
I mean, I would say actually there were a lot of Bengals fans at the Cap. Were you at the game?
Yeah,
he was there.
Yeah, there were a ton.
I wish I knew. Yeah, I would have met up with you, man. I bought my ticket the night before the Super Bowl, so I wasn't sure I was actually. Yeah, I wasn't sure I was actually going to go. So
how much did you save? I just want to know for future.
Why I still spent a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I did say. I mean, originally, I think that
four figures at least.
At the height of what they were offered at, I got it for about half of what they had been at the height. But I still spent just absurd money. But bucket list thing, and I'm kind of like, man, when I don't know when I'm not paying for the flight, I'm not paying for the hotel, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saving all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, all right,
I don't blame you.
And so otherwise, I would have made some sort of big plan to meet up with Cap and others if I had known more longer. But anyway. Very surreal. A lot of Bengals fans. There were a lot of Rams fans, and I mean, you're sitting next to. I think it's pretty much throughout the entire stadium. But I'm sitting next to the guy from Breaking Bad, the bald guy Hank.
Schrader.
He was like three rows.
Breaking Bad is like my favorite series of all time.
Yeah, so he was like 3 rows from us, which was like what? And then Abby Wambach was in like the very to the right of us. The soccer player Abby Wambach and. I said hi to Damian Lillard, and you're just walking around. You're like, I think part of it is it's the Super Bowl, but it's also it's LA.
It's in LA.
It's like a who's who.
So it's just like
I think Vegas will probably be similar.
Oh, probably gnarlier. Yeah. But you know, you got it. You see the stuff on TV that you don't, that you don't really, the Rock's coming out and doing these like player intros and all this kind of stuff. And
Yeah, I still
I
think
don't know.
it's weird.
It was weird, but halftime show. I'm not a huge rap guy, but I like the kind of 90s and old gangster rap. I thought that was pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm more of a rock guy, but I thought that was a sweet halftime show. And when you see him like rush everything on and off the field, you kind of, I don't know, you kind of get a peek behind the curtain a little bit, which was kind of unique, I guess. But obviously, you're there and they're doing the trophy ceremony. I'm like, dude, I can't.
Oh, I will. I didn't stick around for it, did you?
No, a buddy of mine was more in line with the Rams, so he wanted to watch it. But I'm like, I gotta go.
I was like, I couldn't fucking watch it.
Cap had to go. Router rebooted. So,
well, I hope my story didn't.
You pissed him off.
Yeah. No, he saw how much money you saved, and he's like,
yeah, he's so mad. Bengals and Bruce has a question. So we talked about Corey Dillon.
Hey, I got a nanny. I got time. Come on. I want to hang. I don't know if you guys don't want to hang. If you don't want to hang in long.
Where the fuck are you? You love the houses you built. I don't see anything on the walls or anything.
So this is it used to be my little room with the stuff behind me, but we built out like a bunk bed thing for my. It was an extra bedroom, and so we built it out for my son, and so it's kind of his room now, and so I'm making my garage into a room.
That's where you're doing the man cave that fucking Jeff was talking about, right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
that's gonna be awesome.
But
I know you're like usually set up in front of your staircase and shit. Go ahead, Dale.
Two ring of honor.
I can start. So I kind of said it earlier. For me, it is Lamar Parrish and Dave Lapham.
Lapham and Trumpy.
So I feel like much more like if I had to like pick one, I feel so passionately about Dave Lapham, both just because of what he contributed on the field, and I was a little too, I was probably not even born, for most of his career. But, I'm still considering myself a historian of the team, but, for what he's done off the field as an announcer, I mean, he is such a iconic part of the Cincinnati Bengals. There are very few people that deserve to be in the Ring of Honor more than Dave Lapham.
I'll agree. And if it's my turn, I went with Lamar Parrish and Chad Ochocinco because Chad Ochocinco is my favorite player. Even though, and while I got the Godfather on here, I know you got personal connections, man. This man's blocked me on Twitter. He's my favorite player. I don't know why he blocked me on Twitter.
No one knows why.
I said some shit to Boomer Esiason, and I deserve Boomer blocking me. All right? I told Boomer, get off the bandwagon. I don't know what I did to Chad. The only thing
I don't think Corey Dillon's accepting every friend request either.
No, he's probably not going to accept my friend
Probably
request
not.
because he's probably
not going to be on Bengals and Bruce anytime
He's probably watching.
I invited him last night, and I mean, he said he was all in, but now probably not. I mean,
yeah.
Anyway, Anthony, please, for love of God, man, when you talk to Chad, tell him to unblock Pork Chop 1972 on Twitter. Okay. I love that man. He's my favorite Bengal player in history. So I voted for Lamar Parrish. I voted for Chad Ochocinco. And even though he hates me because he's blocked me on Twitter, I love him. I love me some Chad. I was there at the games when they were bad, and Chad made it fun.
Picture of Chad right there.
Chad made it fun to go to the games, every single game, man. That guy
it made it fun to be a Bengals fan.
Yes.
What a time. I mean,
when he sent that Pepto-Bismol to the other team.
The golf pylon, the gold jacket,
the river dance,
proposal.
Yes.
I mean, there's just
my favorite was when he went up and grabbed the TV camera and started filming.
Yeah.
I love that part.
Mm-hmm. What a fun guy.
That was my 2 votes.
But yeah. I think I'm trying to remember who I voted for. That's the problem. Like I know it was Lamar Parrish. No, I did not vote for Chad.
I know.
Like that's the thing. I can't remember
Corey
if it was
Dillon.
No, I can't remember if it was Trumpy. It was another older guy. It was either Lapham or Trumpy. Because, like, I looked at their ages and everything, you know, like,
Right.
okay, who's the oldest, you know? Because all those is guys that are on that list. That's another thing with Dillon. I was like, dude, you're on the list. Like, that's a great list of the greats of this franchise to start with. You've been on it since day one. So the fact you haven't made it isn't a knock. They haven't added any names to it. Like, to me, they could add Whitworth, Gino, some other guys, like, if they want a recency stuff. So
just to remind you, here are all the names of the nominees.
Yeah. And Krumrie and Montoya are two guys that deserve it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
They all do.
I think I did Lamar and Trumpy. I think was my two. The Trumpster.
Let me ask you this: is Jim Breach? Is he the number one scorer for the Bengals in Bengals history?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so. Yeah.
Well, he's got a bunch of playoff records and clutch playoffs and overtime. Like, he was 9 for 9. Like, we had his son on last year, and he rattled off great reasons for him being in there.
Yeah, he definitely should be in eventually.
I don't know if anybody's seen it or not,
hard,
but we did have John Breach, his son, on, and I spent about 15 minutes trying to.
He just fucking said that.
You're right.
I was watching the.
You just did what Jeff does to you. Jeff does this to you, and you just did the same.
He did it
fucking
one
thing.
time. He did it one time.
What?
But I did spend like 15 minutes trying to say a simple question for him, though.
Oh, Derek.
I don't. Did you guys all have votes? You guys all have season tickets?
Yeah, because we all have season tickets. So,
Okay.
who would you have voted for, Anthony? Do you want me to bring the
Oh my
list up
god,
again?
man! I mean, you can if you want, but I mean, shit. There's probably 4 or 5 names really where I'm like, oh man, I struggle.
Yeah.
And I mean,
These are
Dillon's in there. Yeah. I understand your guys' argument for Lapham, and you know, he's been he was an awesome player, and he's been an awesome kind of just guy for the team, radio voice, and he's awesome. But in a similar way, I mean, you look at guys like what Boomer did to this team. He was an
Boomer
NFL
was a league
MVP.
MVP was what I was
Yeah.
You look at what's up, buddy?
Wood?
Do you want to say hi?
No, thank you. I
Okay.
just.
Say hi.
Are you ready
Hi.
to go to the field?
Yes, we'll go in a minute. Okay.
Field.
So I mean, you look at impact, I guess, is kind of more what I'm thinking. And you know, I mean, obviously Lapham has kind of had a multi-pronged impact, but Boomer and what he did on the field, and Chad kind of being this ambassador for the team. I mean, I remember going to a game in 2004, and he was walking around the streets in Reds gear, and just high-fiving, shaking people's hand. You know what I mean? It was like when the team kind of was turning a corner, and
he's still being an ambassador to the team.
Exactly. He loves it here.
But I love the Parrish shout out, and Dale mentioned him also. I mean, Montoya was so good, and he was another guy that just got overlooked because of who the left tackle was on the team. Yeah, and he was so good. So good.
And
I
remember being 8 years old, and I saw Max Montoya in a movie theater, and he was a mountain of a man, and was so impressive, and does not get sorry, I'm just repeating what you said, but yeah, does not get a lot of credit because of Munoz.
Great player.
And Derek can't stop watching the TV. He shook his head no for 20
Right.
minutes. Because the Reds are now down 4-0.
Yeah,
He's
he's trying to figure out how he's going to pay his mortgage.
Because he's a gambling degenerate.
I took my mortgage money, and I'm like, they'll win this game. So I just no.
It's a sure thing.
Well, you can't blame us because we moved on from you wanting everyone's Reds bets. And
hey, I tried, right? No, I had Andrew Abbott over 7.5 strikeouts, and that's looking awful difficult right now.
yeah, he is giving up 4 runs in
Thanks,
2
Greg.
innings. And so he's not out of it. But yeah, I say we'll end this one. Anthony's got stuff to do. Derek can't stop watching the TV.
He's got to go to the field.
Now, real quick.
Yeah, I'm
for
not sure what that one was about.
Fireworks, maybe? could it possibly be for fireworks?
No, so he's. Do you guys ever watch? I'm sure you have because they're immensely popular. The Dude Perfect stuff. So my little guy, I don't know if you did see him or not. He's 6, and he started to stumble on to Dude Perfect stuff, and they do these rocket battles where they launch, they make rockets and all that kind of stuff. And so we found this little thing on Amazon where it's a little rocket that's got like a little battery operated propeller or something, but it goes like. And so we started doing it on July 4th, and it was like landing on roofs and stuff. And I'm like, oh God, we can't keep doing So we told him, we're like, we'll go to like the park or something and shoot it off so it doesn't land up in his houses and stuff. So
Nice.
I think he's getting obsessed with that. Yeah.
That's cool.
It's only like 5 o'clock there, right?
I mean, not going to a park to play baseball or football. He wants to go shoot.
Well, that's what I thought. You were going to throw some ball.
Yeah.
It's only like 5:30, right?
There you go.
Yep, it is. Yep.
Shooting rockets at people here, coming your way, California.
Straight up. Yeah.
Well, Anthony, thank you so much for coming on with us.
Thank
really
you,
appreciate
AC.
it.
We always
real quick, let everybody know what you got going on with, because you got everything going on for Orlando Brown and
right. For everybody that watches our show and has no idea who you are.
Yeah.
We're doing we had him on shortly after he signed with the team, and he didn't really identify a charity specifically in the area because it was so new. So he's working with JDRF, Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation in Greater Cincinnati. We have a GoFundMe going. We've raised a little bit of money. We'd love to raise more, and just kind of say, thanks. Not only thanks for really embracing the city, embracing the fans, coming on the show, and really just cool. Also just supporting that great cause. So. There's that, and then Cincy Jungle and the dumb little show we do and all of that. But I love you guys. You guys always treat me so well. I appreciate it.
You,
and we'll do more. We got to get together in Cincy when I come out that way for
100%.
Yep.
Week 2, Dale's birthday. That's his birthday request. He didn't tell me that, but I'm making his birthday.
All he wants is for the Godfather
and embrace
you
the
Godfather. You got to come in.
I'm going to unwrap him.
You got to come in on a Saturday now and get a hotel room and stay.
I'll bring the pinky ring. For
there
everybody.
You go.
Yeah. No, I love you guys. You're the best.
You
are the best.
No, you're the best.
Who day, brother? Thank you all for
guys. Thank you.
in the chat.